This is part 3 of the Southwest. Roswell. On July 4th, 1947, many residents of the sleepy agricultural town of Roswell, New Mexico, reported seeing an unidentified flying object streaking across the night sky. Other locals reported a loud explosion. The next week, the local newspaper, the Roswell Daily Record, reported that the authorities at Roswell Army Airfield had found the remains of a flying saucer that crash-landed in the vicinity. The story was based on the only military or federal disclosure of a possible UFO in history. The facts, however, quickly shifted. Officials recounted the initial account within days and said it was a weather balloon experiment gone awry. So did the government cover up a UFO crash and take the wreckage to the now infamous Area 51, or was the object really a weather balloon? Visitors flocked to Roswell's International UFO Museum and Research Center to judge for themselves. There's the outside of the UFO Museum. Taos Pueblo. The Taos Pueblo in northern New Mexico is the oldest continually occupied structure on the continent. Dating back to AD 1000, its adobe walls today house about 150 Taos Native Americans who maintain the ancient traditions of their ancestors. The Pueblo is not an historical artifact or a recreation. It is an actual town that offers a fascinating introduction to Native American life. The Pueblo's distinctive style has influenced much of the recent architecture and consists of two long multi-story adobe structures, one on each side of a freshwater creek. Explore on your own or take an escorted tour that recounts the Pueblo's history, which includes occupation by Spanish conquistadors in 1540 and by Franciscan friars in the 1590s. Taos Pueblo is made from adobe, a mix of sun-dried earth and straw. There's a picture of one of the houses. New Mexico missions. In 1598, Spanish conquistador Don Juan de Onte crossed the Rio Grande near the city limits of modern-day El Paso, Texas. De Onte led his party north past Franciscan missionaries along the Rio Grande's bank to its intersection with the Chama River. Here he established the San Gabriel Mission, New Mexico's second Spanish capital, in 1600, a full 7 years before the English settled in Jamestown, Virginia. This first Spanish mission in modern-day New Mexico set the stage for many more to come. Many of the state's 17th century churches are still standing and active to this day. In 1610, the Spanish capital moved to Santa Fe, where San Miguel Mission, now considered the oldest operational church in the United States, was established. Another nicely preserved church from this early era is the Mission of San Jose at Laguna Pueblo, 1699. 45 miles west of Albuquerque. About 25 miles to the southwest is the Mission of San Esteban del Rey at Acoma Pueblo, perched majestically on a 367-foot sandstone mesa since 1626. To the southeast are the ruins of four more 17th century missions that were abandoned before 1700 and now comprise Salinas Pueblo Mission's National Monument. Acoma Pueblo, nicknamed Sky City for its lofty locale atop a sandstone mesa that rises 367 feet above the surrounding desert. Acoma Pueblo is one of the oldest continually inhabited cities in the United States. It was established before AD 900. There's the picture. Carlsbad Caverns. Nature's artistic streak takes a fanciful turn in this famous and enormous cave system created by water dripping through an ancient reef made of porous limestone. More than 30 miles of the main cavern have been explored, and 3 miles of caves that are open to visitors are among the largest and most magnificent underground formations in the world. The vast Big Room has a ceiling that arches 255 feet above the floor, and it contains a 6-story stalagmite and the so-called bottomless pit, which is more than 700 feet deep. In the summer months, bats that inhabit parts of the caverns are an additional attraction. Each evening at sunset, the creatures swarm out of the cave to feed on insects in the surrounding area of southeastern New Mexico. The event is best observed at the Bat Flight Amphitheater at the cavern entrance. Tiny stalactites called soda straws form Doll's Theater, part of the big room in Carlsbad Cavern. There's the picture of the stalactites. Santa Fe. Santa Fe, New Mexico is the second oldest city in the United States. It's a place where the merging of three cultures, Anglo-Hispanic and Native American, can be seen in its vibrant art, architecture, and food. The center of the town is the plaza, which once remarked the official end of the old Santa Fe Trail. It is now lined with shade trees, famous landmarks, and museums, including the Palace of the Governors. Native American artisans display their wares on beautiful blankets in front of the palace. You'll see silver and turquoise jewelry, pottery, leatherwork, and hand-woven blankets for sale. But Santa Fe is about much more than the plaza. The city is filled with exquisite art galleries, fashionable shops, and sophisticated restaurants. The only reason I know that Santa Fe is... Oh, good lord. Santa Fe is the capital of New Mexico is because my mother used to have a Santa Fe car. And that's how I learned it.